All right, welcome to Pass the Mic Friday, November 15th, 2024, episode 138, our 3-year anniversary episode. People are already in the waiting room, Mike Gervasi.
3 years, baby. How you doing?
We've made it.
You
Take
bet.
that, Rocco Georgie, Kelly Walters. No, Kelly Walters,
Kelly
Kelly
Warren.
Warren.
Kelly
Yeah,
Warren.
Dr. Rice,
Dr. Rice. Doc.
not Michael Rice.
No, the Doc.
Yes. Um, Feedback and errors. Of course, this episode, we already have guests lining up in the Zoom. I already see the names are popping up. We have our guests. We are going to ask them what their dream job would be and then anything overrated, underrated. Uh, Feedback from last week, though, really all we did was the overrated, underrated non-meat meals. Coach Saavedra was all about the peanut butter and jelly, which was my underrated.
Yeah.
I also took a lot of heat for my saying that a veggie lovers is better than a meat lovers pizza, but I did find people that are not fans of the meat lover pizza.
Yeah. Again, I was in total agreement with you on that one. So we're in lockstep on that. Um, Gary Bailey had a comment. Wendy's chili was at one time very good. His dad loved it and loved it on a baked potato. So for those of you that want to give that a
Yes,
shot.
and if you can get the baked potato, because the Ren Dog reached out and said how disappointing the Wendy's was over by him, and I keep hearing this a lot that Wendy's is really struggling. I don't. Dave Thomas, rest his soul,
Turning over in his
would not
grave,
like the way
man.
things would be going right
No.
now.
No, Rendog wanted, because we mentioned our favorite, the guest that we hope for. He's hoping for Kate Piotti.
My sister texted me today. She said there's been some heavy negotiations. He wanted and Evie, he wanted those two together. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, that's exciting. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's anything else. We were pretty good. I was wrong. Steelers beat Washington. I said this they were going to lose by close to 10 points. I was wrong on that. We were right about the Lions. Right.
Barely.
Yes, but we were right.
We were
And then
right.
we're right. We were right that Michigan was not embarrassed by Indiana.
No, they probably should have won. Um,
Yes.
you hold
Some
somebody down that much in the second half, you probably should win the game. I want to mention something else. Jill Burguy texted me yesterday at the end of the Piston game, which ended in a very bizarre way. And she said, "How we doing?" And
Okay.
so back to that one. I've really gotten drilled on that one. That's one that apparently that's a staple for people. And then she asked about if I was watching the Piston game after. So that the game has drawn a lot of comments. The Jalen
Yeah.
Rose meme
The irony of Jalen Rose being there with what happened with Chris Webber.
yeah. But Jalen
Yes.
Rose is at a lot of games, so but the fact that you don't see this in NBA games very often.
No, no. That's and I like how he tried to walk off the court and act like it didn't happen, the coach, but it was a little too late.
Too late. Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
little too late. All right.
Yep.
It's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard
Here
Time
we
as we record
go.
this on the 13th. We are going to bring in the Bailey family. It's like Family Feud. All
Oh
right.
boy.
So here we go. Um, all right. I have brought in Max, Todd, and Gary Bailey, a little family reunion here. Let's get them hooked up. Everyone's muted. Let's see if they're here. There we go. Todd's unmuted.
Hello.
Hello, do you hear us?
I hear you fine. Yep.
All right. Max and Gary, do you hear us? You're
Uh,
here we
all right, I think I'm good.
and Gary is muted.
Are you guys you
All
gonna
right.
show yourselves or no?
Sure.
Start video.
Jeez,
You
I
can
can
go
do
video.
that.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Pass the Mic. Many our listeners are very familiar with the Bailey family. And of course, Todd joined us last year, I believe, right? And Max.
I think Todd's joined us every year we've done this.
Yeah, I did not join you last year, but I think my brother did
I joined you once,
2 years ago.
maybe
Yeah.
twice.
There we go. So we have the whole Bailey family here. Welcome, big fans. Max is usually the earliest commenter that we have. Well, the Ren Dog sometimes if he's working that third shift, but Max is the with in-depth information. For our anniversary show, we put it out there. You have Mike. You're giggling over there. Is there something you want to ask before we get into the main question?
Okay. No. Hey, you know what? I will ask Max. Are you in your normal seat? Is that
I am in my old was it a quarantine class? Yes, I'm sitting in my chair where I did all my Zooms from.
this is I got all the Bailey guys all staring at me here. This is something.
Well,
Mike,
I'm
how's your
actually
cat? Or Gervasi, how's your cat?
He just walked by. I guess he's okay. Much to my dismay. And there's a lot of neighborhood Facebook conversations going on too about how much some people hate cats wandering around. Some people tell these people to mind their business. It's a very interesting day on Facebook in my neighborhood.
Yeah, last week you said you had an emergency vet visit. And you kind of left us all hanging.
Yeah, he it was great, Todd. He had his worm. He had worms. That was wonderful.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
All right. A question that we're posing to all of our guests tonight. You can do anything you want as a career, whether it be one day dream job or switch jobs, or for those of us that are retired, go back to work. What's that job that you would love to have a second round through or go through? Let's start with Mr. Bailey Sr., I believe.
No, you know what, Mike? I'm going to disagree. I want to give
Oh,
Mr. Senior the last word. Let's go
okay.
youngest to oldest. Todd, you fire away first.
Yeah, the easy answer would be, some kind of professional athlete. But my athletic skills are few and far between, and I accepted that a while ago. But I would say if I could pick a different career, this may be a little odd. I'd like to be a butcher.
Oh,
Wow.
Put me in the back of a shop with sharp knives, a big chunk of meat. The meat doesn't talk back to you. Just let me do my thing and eat and skate.
What?
Just let me do my job and be done.
Hey, Todd, tell the truth. Would you ever go Rocky Balboa back there and maybe have a field day?
Yeah, I'm sure if there were some frustrations, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Why not?
I can honestly say I was not expecting a butcher to be the career of choice for my younger brother.
That would have been a lot cheaper than sending you to college.
Yeah.
all right, Max, you're up next.
All right. I don't know. Maybe this is recency bias, but I think it might be cool to host Jeopardy.
Oh,
So I just watched Ken Jennings do it before I hopped on with you guys. That would be kind of interesting.
I could see. Oh, go ahead, Max.
At least in the short term, like for the short term, that would be a good job for me.
I could see you following Aaron Rodgers. That seems about right.
Yes, and your co-host and I have a little experience in that avenue as well.
You do. You guys
we're sort of amateur Jeopardy hosts as it is, so we do have some experience back in the day. All right, Mr. Gary Bailey, how about you? What would bring you to the workforce?
Yeah, I talked to my wife about this during dinner. I said, my mother wanted me to be a lawyer or a dentist or something, and pro athlete was, I played against guys that played pro ball and stuff, so that I don't have any desire to do that. So I want to be a judge, but in traffic court, not criminal, anything like that. I've been to a few traffic courts in my life, and I think that would be interesting.
I definitely could see you being a judge to tell people all that they've done wrong.
Yes. Well, I've had experience.
I know you have.
Are we going to be the therapist here, mediating between some family scuffles?
I would love to see his bedside manner as a dentist or chairside manner. Yeah.
I do like the idea that it's a judge, but nothing high stress, just traffic court. Like, the worst we're dealing with is
maybe like Night Court, the Harry Anderson guy.
Yeah, I was on a jury for a murder trial. That was not good at all.
Hey, you know what, Mr. Bailey? I was actually on a jury for a trial that involved an underage girl. It was horrible. That was a horrible experience. It was really awful. So I feel you on that.
Yeah.
So those three pretty unique careers. I like that. I like that we went butcher to game show host to traffic court judge. That's I think I went over 3 if we were had a bet on these.
Wouldn't have guessed that ever. Yeah,
but that's why the show's so good.
Sure.
All right, then we got overrated or underrated. Anything you want, anything that's on your mind right now. We're leaving it up to you, Max Bailey. Oh no, Todd first, right? Todd, what do you got? Do you have anything for us that's on your mind right now?
Yeah. So it's the holiday season. People are giving gifts. People are asking you, what can they get you? To me, overrated is coming up with these little gift ideas that people can just feel good about themselves by giving you a gift.
Wait a minute. So stop.
But there's nothing worse than being put on the spot and somebody saying, hey, I would, what can I get you for your birthday or Christmas or whatever? And you kind of, you you feel forced to come up with something that you don't really want, you don't really need, but you're just saying it to make someone else feel good about giving you something. So off of that, then underrated is what I have done here recently is I've asked for people just to donate to a charity in my name. Take
That's
that
nice.
money that you were going to spend on a Lions t-shirt or some gadget for the kitchen and give it to your local humane society. Where I live, there's a lot of hurricane devastation that people are still digging out of. All these little churches and blessing boxes, things like that, they all need money. So yeah, if you're on the spot and trying to come up with a good gift idea for yourself and you're in a position where there's nothing you really want or need, just go ahead and ask someone just to donate to a local charity.
Well, for Secret Santa, whoever draws you, we should donate to the Human Fund.
I would say vet your charities, but hey, whatever you got to do.
All right, Max, what about you?
Well, not a surprise. One of us in the Zoom right now suggested a theme, so I'm going to stick with it. It's clearly that we've deviated from that. Overrated, Pass the Mic podcast segment. Overrated Pass the Mic bit that you guys do is your hatred of baseball. Clearly, you both
The
watch
baseball
Tigers.
elite weighing
Clearly,
in.
you both follow baseball. One of you watches games whenever you can and talks about it frequently. So you claim to never watch it, but definitely that is definitely overrated how much you play up your angle of the hatred of baseball.
Wow, Max coming on in the attack. Okay,
Shots fired from the baseball elite.
for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. As I honestly am wearing my Buccos hat.
Yeah, wearing a baseball hat. So again, the fake baseball animosity that you two display is definitely overrated, or maybe overplayed.
I saw something today, right before we went on the air, that the Tigers are one of two teams being featured on opening day. They've already released the two games.
Tigers at Dodgers. Yeah.
Opening day. My brother
lowest payroll versus the Dodgers.
Who's going to be a starting shortstop?
I heard today it's a platoon. Which Scott Harris said seems great on the whiteboard.
Very, very exciting stuff. Yes. Okay.
Now I did attend a Tigers-Dodgers game this year, and many people will tell you it's the most exciting game of the season. It's the one where the Tigers had the huge comeback. Yes. Coach Raymond and myself were there, and he said we're not leaving early. And I said, all right, we're not leaving early. And sure enough, they came all the way back. I was there.
You can thank me.
I can thank you for those tickets. Yes, thank you.
Do you have anything underrated, or is it just our hatred of
underrated? And this hatred again goes back into one of the things that Gervasi says all the time. But who knew that your podcast would bring my family together? My dad, brother, and I. This is a topic of conversation quite frequently amongst my family.
You're welcome, Max. You're welcome.
I can't thank you guys enough for all the joy that you bring to our family. So that's the underrated. I wonder if any other family dynamics have bonded over Pass the Mic, just like we have.
I'll tell you what, it'd be really interesting if my dad and I were sharing this.
Yeah, you got to get your dad and brother on Pass the Mic. Now that's the Pass the Mic I want. You, your brother, and your dad.
Oh yeah, that would get. I think that'd be featured on Inside Edition or something like that. After
you can follow the Bailey family lead on that one.
Yeah.
And Max, your kids listen as well, right?
Aaron frequently does, and then Shannon doesn't ride with me as often, so she still does, but they don't listen as frequently. But Aaron is a every week listener, and Avon and Shannon are part-time listeners, as you can tell because you've taken some shots at her and she has not replied.
He's taking shots at me? That's not very nice.
All right, Mr. Gary Bailey, overrated, underrated. What do you?
Daughter?
What?
He took shots at my granddaughter?
No, it's your daughter-in-law.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, that's all right. My overrated, sticking with the podcast theme here, is your reliance on sports predictions and scores. It's like,
Ooh.
who cares what you think?
Well, apparently you do. You're listening.
Well, I listened to. That's the very end of it, though. I mean,
And he's commenting on Facebook.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, and
Overrated doesn't mean bad.
yes, underrated is the fact that you do a podcast. I got to be honest with you. I didn't know what a podcast was other
I
than
believe that.
the couple that are already on my radio in the car. And my elder son said he was on a podcast with you guys, and I know you guys. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I said, how do I listen to it? And he told me. And since then, I've also started listening to the Tony Kornheiser podcast, which I
There you
find
go.
very interesting. So thank you both for doing this and getting me involved. And, that's kind of underrated in my opinion.
I'm
There
sure
we
Tony
go.
Kornheiser appreciates the extra
Yeah.
fan that you guys are bringing him.
You guys
Well,
are
thank
a
you,
gateway
guys. Thank you.
podcast.
Yeah, well, he paid though. So,
Well, in all honesty, we appreciate all our listeners, and we definitely appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the Facebook comments. We get feedback from Max, from Todd sometimes in the text on Monday morning. And you guys, we definitely appreciate it, and it's always entertaining, and it's always brutally honest, and we enjoy that.
Yeah, we know where we always know where we stand with you guys.
Yeah, the Bailey family isn't much for sugarcoating things.
especially with each other.
Well, thank you guys very much. We got some other guests in the waiting room, so we're gonna bring them in, and we appreciate and we look forward to comments in the future.
I have
All
a
right.
question. Now, will this be
Oh yeah,
will this be aired, or how do you edit this out?
it'll be out Friday, and it'll be audio and video. So Friday morning,
Oh,
12:01,
that's scary. All right. Thank you all.
All right.
wherever you get your podcast. All right,
All
we'll
right.
see you guys.
Thanks,
See you
guys. Keep up the good
Thanks.
work.
We'll see you guys.
How do I turn this off?
Just sit quietly. They'll kick you out.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead and get rid of Mr. Bailey.
Thank you.
Like to get rid of Mr. Bailey.
Politely, of course.
All right, here we go. I have Mr. Pack, and I imagine this is Dr. Terry. I'm not sure. It's Terry.
Oh, it might be Antoine.
Antoine. Okay.
What's up?
Hello, Mr. Pack.
on,
Tom
man?
Pack. How are you? Our excellent graphic designer who does our photo montages every week. And
I'm going to guess this is Antoine. I called him out. I wanted him on. Yep, it's Antoine. So this is
Antoine,
Antoine, frequent
all right.
listener. Antoine looks confused.
he's connecting. Give him a second. Give him a second.
How's the Zooms going so far?
We just had the Bailey family, Mr. Pack. All three of them.
Oh man, they all took it, huh? Last episode,
Yeah.
I was like, how many of them are gonna actually come on? All of them. That's nice.
Hey,
What's up,
Fellas,
man?
what's
how's
up,
it going?
fellas? Good,
Thanks for
good.
joining us.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got two people. Before we get into this, we have Antoine. Antoine, this is Tom. His name here is Mr. Pack. Tom.
All right. All right.
Antoine. Tom.
All right, Tom. Nice to meet you. What's up, boys?
You too. You
Happy
too.
anniversary.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, for the listener, this is who I called out last week. I said I wanted him on. He's here. He's here. What are you wearing?
Put
You
a
got
face with the name. Put a face with the name. There you
there
go.
you go. There you go. You got your lion shirt on?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
All
we
right.
go. And
yeah, a little something.
Yeah.
A little something. What's up, Peyote?
hey, how's it going, man? Welcome, welcome.
All right,
All right.
good to see
Again,
you, man.
as we told the Baileys, we love our listeners. We love the feedback we get, and that's why I want to do this episode. We're asking all of our guests today. You could do any career, anything anything in the world. And we, last episode, we got some pretty unique answers from the Baileys. Good thing we weren't predicting answers because we'd have been way off. So again, don't worry about Todd mentioned like athletic ability. If you want to be an NBA star, be an NBA star, no matter what your ability is. But if you could have any career, what would you want to do in take two, I guess? So Do you want to start us off, Antoine?
Sure. Let's see. I do the one day. It'll definitely be an NBA game. Just get in there, sub in, and put up a shot. Put me back on the bench, coach. I'd be cool with that. Let's see. Career a pilot. Actually, I think
There you
that'd be
go.
pretty cool. Just travel around the world, man. Meet different people, and immerse yourself in different cultures. That'd be great.
There you go.
Awesome. That was a combination of you and me on that one, Mike.
That was it. He took both Mike's
Yeah.
answers and combined
Oh,
into
see?
one.
Hey.
There you go. All right. Elementary teacher extraordinaire, Mr. Pack, Tom Pack. What about you? What's your career 2.0?
Oh, I'm gonna go the same as Antoine there. I'm gonna go like if it's just like any ability, don't matter for a one day, I would love to be a running back in the NFL for one Sunday.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if I could just drop a hat and do whatever I want, yeah, I would just I don't know, that just sounds perfect to me to
Yeah.
like be on that field and it just that's it. I love football. Basketball too, but I don't know, football is my sport that I love the most. And so if I could do anything in that aspect, definitely that.
Tom, let me interrupt you. It has to be running back. That's the spot you'd want to play?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm always been drawn to that position, even though it's not, I didn't play that position in high school and stuff, but it's just, that's the position that I love watching the most. And yeah, I would love it. But, I mean, again, I mean, when you and I first met, we started having conversations over Barry Sanders, right? I mean, we were talking about Barry Sanders throwback jerseys and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, running back. I've always been a running back guy. I was always, guys like Tyrone Wheatley and Biaka Batuga and those guys in my yard when I was a kid. So running back's it. But if I could make a career out of something that's not teaching, this is going to be weird because I didn't even know I was going to say this. Like I had no idea I was going to say this till today. Thinking about it, I would love to be an actor. I don't know why. I've never thought about acting. I've never been in theater or anything like that, but I think it'd be really cool if I could just to pursue acting. I don't know, something about it.
That's cool. It's crazy because Kristen's son had the lead role in the play last year, and I just saw how much work went into it. And you kind of know that, but when you actually see it firsthand, it is amazing what those folks do. So, Tom, that's a really good one.
For sure. Yeah, it's I
Yeah,
don't know.
definitely.
I don't know where.
All right. Overrated, underrated, whatever you want. The Baileys were brutally honest with us, some of the podcast stuff.
Yeah,
So
what do you guys they went after us, man.
So overrated, underrated. Remember, overrated doesn't mean bad. We got thick skin. We're not going to be offended.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
Overrated. Overrated. Gio's takes on the Piston games. Very overrated. Angry fella. Very overrated.
So listen, Antoine and I went at it last night on a text thread. So that's for the listener. And it's funny, Antoine, I was going to talk about how you are like the nicest dude, most respected dude, but I take it's not going to be said now. All right, man. What's your underrated?
Oh, I didn't think much of this, honestly.
Might be the Pistons right now.
Let's go with it. Forget it. Let's go with it, man. There's a lot of season left though. 5-7 is not bad.
All right, that's
It
fine.
could be worse.
That's our barometer now, Twan. But 5-7 is not bad. Let's put that. Let's put that instead of the NFC North champions. 5-7 is not bad. That'll be the shirt.
Not bad. Right there, you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
All right.
All right, Mr. Pack, what do you got as overrated for us?
Overrated. I kind of stuck with sports as well. I don't know why this has been a huge pet peeve of mine over the last decade or so since they started doing it. It's the sideline announcers try to talk to the coach in the middle of a game, like coming out of halftime or in between innings.
Ooh.
Like the World Series, your team's down, and they're in your face with the microphone asking you why this is happening. What do you think's going to happen? What's your next move? And this coach is just trying to win his team or get them further into the playoffs or whatever it is. And I don't know what it is, but that just gets to me it doesn't matter what sport it is, basketball, football, baseball, it doesn't matter. It like gets in under my skin. And even if I hate a coach, I feel bad for him in those moments. Like, when the Lions played the Cowboys and they're talking to McCarthy and I'm just like, man, leave this man alone, and I can't help it. It just gets under my skin.
Tom, I'm with you. It's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. You never, like, especially with football coaches, you never get an answer. Like, it's a cliche after another. Got to play harder, got to eliminate the mistakes, eliminate the turnovers. And the only one I really feel like you hear something is actually Dan Campbell. But yeah, in general, those guys don't want to do it. The audience knows they're just going to give a cliche. So I'm with you, man. That's a really good
That's
one.
a good one. That's a real good one.
Yeah, 100. The last game was pretty funny though, when I don't know if everyone's on TikTok, but all these videos of him saying we need to get a couple turnovers, in the second half, and then they showed the two interceptions, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's just, especially I think the first time I saw it was in the baseball playoffs, about I would say when Tigers were still relevant in baseball, and they just going into the dugout in between innings, like what is happening right now?
Yeah,
I would lose it if I was a coach.
agree. Tom, what's your underrated?
I had a hard time with this one too. I don't know if I'm getting more like you, Mike, or Gervasi with the get off my lawn kind of thing, but man, I'm at that age, just like minding your business is underrated, man. It's like mind your business. Like we don't need to know what your opinion is on every little thing, Like I know that's kind of the culture of social media these days, but yeah, that gets a little bit under my skin sometimes too. So that's mine.
That's a really good one, and that goes against
Heck yeah,
everything
it
that
is.
Downriver and Friends does. That's for sure.
Yeah, right.
That's a good one. That's a great one. That's a
Well,
great one.
well, great work, and thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the fans. You guys are great, loyal listeners, and your input's great. And thanks for joining us tonight.
All right, yeah.
For sure.
Hey,
Hey,
happy
fellas.
anniversary, 3 years.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
3 years. We'll see you guys next year.
3 years.
Yes,
All right.
sir. 3 years. Nice to meet you, Twan.
All right, nice to meet you, Tom. Be cool.
All right. You
See you,
too.
fellas.
All right.
See ya.
See you guys.
Gio, Tecmo later.
All right, we have two more people here in the waiting room. We have a Wolverine and a Buckeye that have been on the show before. You ready?
Yep.
My lovely daughter Chloe is here out in Ann Arbor.
Chloe, how you
And
doing?
Good, how are you?
Hello. And here
Good.
comes the Columbus connection.
Hello.
Well, look at this. We're building bridges up. And wait, we got one more. I think we have an eagle, right? Dariel's an eagle, right?
There
We got the Washtenaw to
Okay.
Columbus connection. There we go.
I'm here.
Welcome to Pass the Mic, ladies.
Thank you.
Hello.
Welcome to the 3rd anniversary show. We're going strong and getting close to Joe Rogan numbers here.
Congratulations.
Of course.
That's amazing. Nice to hear.
Tens of listeners.
glad-
Tens of listeners.
We're glad that we caught Darielle too before her pick. She has what, stats tomorrow night? Is that what it is?
Unfortunately, that is what it is.
Oh my goodness. That's above my math level. So unless it's stats and fantasy football, right, Mike?
Exactly.
And I don't think they're covering that. All right. Well, welcome, ladies. Thanks for joining us. We got the young female population in, so that's going to help our demographics too. That's going to boost our ratings. Our topic this week, and you guys are still very young. You haven't even gotten really career one. So this really should be dream career. Like you don't have to worry about education or training or anything. You can do anything you want tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. as a job. What do you want that to be? We're going to go alphabetical order by last name instead of teacher and me. So we're going to go Darielle, you're first. Any job in the world, what would it be?
I would say honestly, anything like, oh, honestly, those people who I don't know what it's actually called, but like where they can just travel and like see different like Airbnbs or like hotels. I know it's a job, I promise, but I don't know what it's called. And they literally just that's their job. Like they could just get different assignments and then they go different places.
Is that
And
Daryl? Is that like a social media thing?
I guess it could be, yeah, I guess that could be like a sense of content creating, I guess, or some type of networking, brand ambassading, something along that area. But yeah, I feel like that would be cool.
Mike, we're hearing some cool stuff. That's pretty neat.
These are very, yeah, we would never have predicted some of these. So
No,
that's a great gig.
it
You
is.
get to learn about so much, travel different cultures, and get to see like how they live. I feel like that's cool.
sort of reminds me of like Anthony Bourdain before he passed away. Like you host a TV show and got to travel everywhere, eat, and that mine
That
would be
sounds
more
good
food.
to
That's
me.
Free.
yeah, yeah. So
And they
all
pay
right,
for all the housing and all that.
yeah. Sign me up for that, Dario. If you get hired, I'll be your like assistant.
Okay.
All right, Nadia. What about you down in Columbus? What do we got?
So mine's a little different answer. My dream would be to wake up married to someone who's a millionaire.
Mm.
Billionaire.
I knew you.
And not have to work.
There we go. I love it.
Sign me up. I'm with you. That's my
Yeah.
new one. I'm replacing the NBA player with that.
Good answer. Hey, we're good. Like I said, I love these answers. All right, Chloe, what do you have for us?
So I'm actively applying for jobs in this area now, but my dream would be media management for Saturday Night Live. Like I want to help write the skits. I want to organize what area like the different guest stars come from. I want to organize the show. That would be my dream job.
That would be fun for sure.
Now, Mike, would
Yeah.
you have guessed that about Chloe? Would you have got
No,
something?
no. Her writing is amazing, so I could see that. But I see where she's at too, where she wants to sort of be not just writing for the show, but have multifaceted input on it. So
I can see that a little bit, Chloe. I can see that.
Thanks, Dare Bear.
yeah, I love all these jobs.
Very darn cool. Yeah.
I'll travel with Darielle. I'll go watch Saturday Night Live, and Nadia, I could be like your housekeeper or something for the millionaire list.
And honestly, Mike, all three jobs are like, and maybe it's because we're older, but we like generic NBA player, pilot.
Yeah.
You know, like those are three very unique.
Butcher.
Yeah, Butcher was pretty unique. That was pretty good.
So, all right, overrated, underrated. Again, we're gonna go the same order. It's anything you want. You don't even need to have both. Overrated, underrated. Dariel, do you have anything for us tonight?
Let me think. It can be anything at all.
Anything you want. We're not saying the topic. And overrated does not equal bad.
And Darielle, I don't know how often you listen to the show, if at all, but you could even blast us. We took some heat from the Bailey family.
Oh,
I can see that. I don't think anyone can top them. I'm trying to be a changed woman. But anyways, honestly, overrated sauteed vegetables, that's nasty. Anything of that sort. Like the mix, people put like peppers, onions, all that. No. Underrated. I don't know what's underrated.
Well, we could, you know what, we come back.
Okay,
If you
let me
think
think
of
about
something.
that.
Yeah.
Nadia,
There we go.
ahead,
Nadia.
overrated.
So I don't have an overrated yet, but my underrated, because I feel like they're getting hated on, is Olipop. Which can I show it?
she's
or-
got one on hand.
That's fine. That's fine. We're not. We Mark. Dr. Rice won't get too mad at us. Wait. Mr. Mike's leaving here.
Gotta run.
But no, go ahead.
So, like my brother got into
Oh.
mine because I left a bunch at home, and he texted me. Okay, cheers.
I'm with you. I love these things. I was gonna have one. I'm going to now.
My
That's a
brother
good one,
texted me, he
Nadia.
was like, "This tastes like, flat green tea with a hint of Coke." Like, and he was like hating on it, and I was like, I don't.
Mhm.
That's my supply at home. So
I'm with you on the Olipops. Mike, have you had any?
I have never had one. I'm just a diet wild cherry Pepsi guy.
I'm not even a pop drinker.
Gotta
These
get
are
on it.
very good though.
Are they like heart smart?
They're low sugar content, like
Okay.
actually more than that. No fiber. 8% of daily
Fiber.
intake of sugar though. Lots of
Okay.
fiber though.
I didn't know pop had fiber. Okay. All right. Chloe, do you got
Yeah.
anything for us, overrated or underrated or both?
I don't really have anything underrated. I think everything's overrated, but I think
Oh,
like my big overrated as of recently is Soul Cycle. My first Soul Cycle class was like a total night, like a bad comedy sketch. And I think that it's so ex well, in general, like those subscription classes where you don't, especially if it's cardio like Soul Cycle, you're paying so much money and it's a very little physical composite change. But yeah, it was really scary and I felt really embarrassed after and I haven't been since. So overrated Soul Cycle.
I
I
gotta
have
admit,
my
I'm looking it up
underrated
right
one.
now. I've never heard of it, but
There's
is
like a
that
hard fan base for it, especially in Ann Arbor. I don't know if it's like college towns things or whatever,
It
but
definitely
people
is.
here love it and I hate it. So
do they turn the heat up too, or is that something different?
no, that's something different. It's like you're literally strapped onto these bikes, which is a little claustrophobic. That freaked me out pretty bad. Like you
Oh,
can't lift your feet
I
up.
hate cycling.
And they like scream and they cheer and they point you out when it's your first class. So everyone in the class comes back and looks at you. And I never want to do it again.
so Chloe, is this something? Because again, I was kind of looking at. Is this something you could do at home on your own and connect with people like the Peloton?
No, it's like a class subscription. So there's these locations that are explicitly like Soul Cycle. They're not Peloton bikes, but it's the same thing. And you can rent the shoes. And there's like themed and there's instructors and they play music and they yell at you and then you get out the weights and weights are incorporated. So I don't know. I could see the appeal, but it's not for me.
All
you
right.
tried.
I tried, and that's what it matters.
This is good. The younger generation teaching us about these new workouts and healthy pops.
Health beverages.
I have my
Well,
underrated one.
oh, okay,
Oh,
Darielle, what do we got?
Aldi's.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Very nice prices, good quality food. Amazing. That's all.
I I'll go. I agree. I agree. They're building one in Flat Rock, a little closer down this way. So
Nice.
I have
yeah.
overrated for Darielle.
Okay. All right.
For me?
Chase Bank.
Uh-oh.
Chase is
Did you try?
overrated.
Did Darielle try the Chase ATM hack?
No, what is that?
Mike, that's
Oh,
not a sponsor, is it? We're not gonna get in trouble here, are we?
oh, we've got multiple sponsors. No, no sponsors.
No, I'm currently hacked right now. They just love
Mm.
they just love my bank account and it's not even much money in there. So I don't know what they want from me. But yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you for taking time out of your busy college schedule. Nadia, I think Mr. Gervais and I are both going to agree that unfortunately, Chloe, the 2-year win streak is going to come to an end. I think this
I
year.
agree as
I
well.
think Nadia, you finally, after being patient.
Wait, Mike, to be clear, it's a 3-year win streak, number one.
Oh, correct.
But
I'm talking
Ohio
about the years
State
that
might
they were in
win.
college, Mike.
I
But
concede Nadia.
gotcha. But they
Yeah,
might
I'm
win
ready.
by enough to knock out one of those games because I think it's going to be ugly. So, although, again, Michigan has 4 potential first-round picks, so they might hang around for a little while in that game too. But you're definitely right. This is going to be the year the streak ends.
And that's on your birthday, right, Chloe?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Thanks.
All right, well, ladies, thanks for joining us. Do well the rest of your semester, pass all your classes, and we will see you at the alumni picnic with the principal.
Oh yeah.
I will be there.
Alrighty.
All right, thanks for joining us, girls.
Bye.
All right, in the waiting room, I have Evie and the Ren Dog, and then Dion. Is that
Oh,
Deontay?
Deontay.
Do we bring them all 3 together? I don't see my sister Katie. I think she's gonna chicken out.
Let's bring them all
Or
together.
I can bring Evie and Rennie because Hottie just entered. We can do Deontay. Or
Deontay and
what do you want
Hottie,
to
yeah.
do?
That's fine. We'll do Deontay and Hottie.
All right, so I'm going to bring Evie and Rennie. They've been waiting the longest.
Hey, let me tell you, man. Nadia wasn't kidding. It's funny, Mike, because I was thinking about getting this, and
Yeah, we might need some. I mean, this episode we might be going for hours. Oh, here we go. We got Evie,
Hey,
the
is
top
Rennie?
drawing guest of all time,
Hello.
and there he is. There's the Ren Dog.
there's the Ren Dog.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good. How you
I
doing
don't
there,
think my
Debo?
sister. I don't think my sister's going to make it. I think she's chickening out.
Oh darn, yeah. Because I texted her a couple days ago. She was a little iffy about it because she claims she's not good with speeches, and then I told her I'm like, you don't know that until you try. But it is what it is. But it's all right.
tried.
Though.
We tried the Ren Dog. We tried, But thank
what
you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me and Evie on once again. What guests did you have on prior to us?
Mike, do you want to run down the guest list so far?
We have had the Baileys. That's Mr. Bailey, Max Bailey, and Todd Bailey all at once, and they put us on a firing line a little bit, right, Mike?
Yep. They didn't hold any punches.
We had Mr. Tom Pack, Mr. Antoine Terry. Those two came in together, met each other, and had them in. And then we just closed with Darielle Graves, Nadia Papoulis live from Columbus, and Chloe Piotti live from Ann Arbor. So it was a pretty cool threesome there as well.
Very nice. So Todd Bailey didn't give you guys any trivia regarding South Carolina like the last time?
He did not.
He did not, but he had a very interesting career choice for our question. So we're going to have to see what you guys say, because actually all the Baileys did. It was very unique and interesting. So all the careers today have been something we would never have predicted any of these, I don't think.
No, not even close.
No pressure.
All right. So Evie, would you like to go first and start it off?
Absolutely, Rennie. Thank you for giving me the floor. There's lots of jobs that I would want to have, and I still think I will have in my life just because that's the way I operate. But the one I wish I could do, like just this, like at least for a day, would be to be a physician with Doctors Without Borders.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. Just to feel like a real hero, and really help people.
Now that's the first one today, Mike, that I probably could have guessed something like that about Evie. So
Evie, something compassionate and with travel involved too.
Yeah,
it's the best of both worlds.
Yep.
Yeah, she does do a lot of traveling as it is.
Yeah, so you might as well save some lives while you're at it.
Yeah, that's well said.
All right, Rendog, what about you? The man of many hats yourself.
Yeah. The job that I would pick that I would have wanted to be, even though it's never going to happen, but I could definitely see myself as a sports broadcaster. So, me being the sports guru that I am, I also would like to hear, the best of broadcasts, whoever broadcasts these games, like we have a lot of great announcers that call our games. We have the great Mike Tirico, which you and I like, Peony, of course, and then Ian Eagle from CBS, and then we're blessed to have the best announcing crew in Detroit. Jason Benetti this year, he had a great season calling the Tigers for the first time this season. He was wonderful. And then the great Ken Daniels, Mickey Redmond, and then George Blaha, who I actually met at the Michigan State game a couple of weeks ago. And
really?
I was working the media tower, and I got to see George Blaha come through, and I shook his hand, and he was very nice.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah,
cool. Good to hear.
Yeah, because he calls Michigan State football, of course, and my knowledge, I would make sure if I was ever to be a broadcaster, which I never will, I would make sure that to put on a show, make sure the viewers are tuned in and focused, and that they know what's going on throughout the game and stuff like that.
And you never say never, man.
Yeah, you know your stuff, and you're really good with your words. And I don't think you would be too upset if Randy Moss mooned a crowd like like fuck that was.
No,
you probably would have got a laugh out of that.
No, what's funny though? This season, Al Michaels said this very early in the season. Whenever flags would occur, he would always label them as the dirty laundry.
Oh, okay.
Whenever flags occur, whenever Al Michaels was calling the Thursday night games, of course, very early in the season. He hasn't said it in the last couple of weeks, but I know early in the season he would basically just label the flags as dirty laundry, pretty much.
One of our mics on the wall, who by the way just turned 80, by the way, and still that's crazy.
Sure did. I did see that yesterday. I meant to bring it up, but good thing you knew it right off the gate. So thank goodness he's on your board.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, two great careers, two great professions.
Mm-hmm.
That's one sports broadcast. That's the first one where you said you sort of were on to Evie's. I think that I'm not Rennie's job. I was sort of like, as soon as he started talking about it, I'm like, yeah, that's what I figured he'd do, and he'd be good at it too. So
yeah, I definitely could see it for sure.
Yeah. All right. Overrated, underrated. It could be both. It could only be one. Anything you want. Evie, what do you got? Do you have anything for us tonight?
Rennie came up with our idea, so I'm gonna let him.
Okay. Okay. All right. You guys have this pre-planned. This is great.
Yeah. Evie and I, we both got together last week for the first time in a while because Evie and I, with our busy schedules, it's hard to get together and stuff like that. And you and I were actually supposed to get together, Peyote, last September, but unfortunately, you and I had obligations going on, and then your sister got sick, so that didn't work out either.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyhow, so I came up with the overrated, underrated because, of course, the great Mike Gervasi is getting married here whenever that day comes for him. So Evie and I, we decided on overrated, underrated wedding songs. And just to clarify for you two, it could be an overrated, underrated song from the wedding party, whoever comes out for the wedding party. It could be a first dance song that could be overrated, underrated, or it could be whatever songs notable that are played at most weddings that you think is overrated or underrated. It could be anything like that. It could be one or two songs, whatever you guys want to do. And lucky for you, Givo, because you were not mad. You were mad at me last year for putting you on the spot right out the gate last year. I'm going to give you some time, and Peyote, I'll give you some time as well to think of your overrated, underrated.
Nice.
So you're welcome on that, Givo.
We're both in the industry, actually. So
yeah, of course. So without further ado, Ms. Evie, what is your overrated wedding song?
Yeah, so I love weddings and I love to dance. And so I had to get kind of more specific with my category within it. As Rennie said, it was really broad. So I went with wedding dance line songs. And I think the most overrated wedding dance line song is the Cha-Cha Slide. I think it's too complicated and people don't really look good doing it. And some of them are not widely known. I'm still not 100% sure what Charlie Brown looks like.
It goes on forever.
Goes on forever. Kind of get tired. You can't do it in heels. So it's overrated in my opinion.
Good call. Good call.
I do agree with that one for sure. I got two overrateds. We can do more than one overrated.
Oh yeah, it's your show now.
And I got one that I know you're gonna like, Peyote, for sure. But it's not gonna be this one. This one, I don't know why this song is played at weddings. I don't understand. I prefer this and the other song, which I'll mention in a moment, to be played at sporting events. They play Shout at weddings a lot, and I think it's completely overrated. Like, we don't go to weddings to yell, ah! We go there to dance and have fun. That's what we do. I think the song Shout is completely overrated. And the other, and I know you're going to love this, Don't Stop Believing. Why that song is played at weddings, I don't understand. I know it's to get everybody going, but I think that's overrated. And I already know I'm going to get blasted for that one for sure. So, those are the two that I think is overrated. So
I'm going to probably guess that's more of a local Michigan thing too. I bet that's probably not as nationwide. I bet that's South Detroit.
Well, actually, I did some research because I was looking at the most popular songs played at weddings, and believe it or not, "Don't Stop Believing" was like a top 20 song that's played at weddings. I was mildly surprised on that.
Nationwide.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was surprised that it's played a lot, but definitely overrated along with Shout.
So if I may jump in, Evie, I agree with you fully. I have a different overrated, which I'll wait for you guys to be done. But Ren Dog, I disagree with you fully. Shout, I think, makes people feel good. I love that. I love, and I've never heard anybody do that scream again.
No, I'm not doing that again.
Nobody. That's not even
He's like Howard. He's like Howard Dean.
Ronnie, we were at the restaurant. He did that same thing.
But Givo, but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you prefer Shout being played at weddings or sporting events in your opinion?
Sporting events, I'm with you. I'm with you, but I'm okay at weddings too. I don't. Nobody. It's lower, softer, higher. I'm okay with it. I think it's a feel good song, and I like feel good songs.
I respect it. Then it's all good. We tend to agree to disagree anyway.
Exactly.
It's all good. Peyote, what is your overrated?
My overrated, and this will probably anger some people too. I don't know if they still do it as much. I feel like it's thrown in there just because of it being a wedding, but it's We Are Family. And I think it's supposed to be like, oh, we're merging two families together. So here's this niche song that works. I don't think it's that great of a song. I think it's cheesy just because it's a wedding and we got families merging. There's better songs out there. I'm not gonna poo-poo on Celebration by Kool and the Gang. That goes on the same sort of stretch. I like Kool and the Gang Celebration better than We Are Family. So that's why I'm nixing overrated We Are Family.
I like that. That is that's the best one for sure. I mean, nothing
Um,
against Evie's overrated, but I think you definitely hit it on that very well for sure.
music and food, Ren Dog, I'll knock it out of the park, but other
But
stuff, not so
can
much.
can you nail hip hop though, like me and
No,
Jivo
not
can?
hip hop,
Nope.
not all music, but
He'll
pop
nail
music.
Vanilla Ice for you any day of the week, though. So my overrated, I'm going with the chicken dance to go on Evie's theme
Oh, that's
here.
a good one.
Oh
I get
yeah.
annoyed when that plays. Man, it just chicken dance is way overrated.
If that's still played at stuff, geez.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, underrated. This is what I'm really looking for. What is that tune that you want to hear, Evie?
So my going with my theme of the line dances, I think the best line dance is the Cupid Shuffle because everyone looks smooth doing it, easy to follow directions, and you're already kind of warming up to the normal way people dance. And it's one of my dad's favorite songs. It always gets him out on the floor. So I think that is the most underrated party line dance song for a wedding.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't think of like that, but that's actually a good one. I got a couple. One, I'm gonna make Peyote proud, but I just feel like if you add more Pitbull songs to the wedding playlist, you're definitely gonna get people going. Now, the most played song is Timber, but the one that I think should be played more is, of course, "Don't Stop the Party"
Very
and
good.
"Time of Our Life." Those are the two that I would pick on Pitbull's end. That's one. Two that I think is underrated is the mighty Al Green with the song "Let's Stay Together" and
Ooh,
also "Love and
soulful.
Happiness."
Nice.
Yeah,
Love it,
so
Ren Dog. Love it. That's a
yeah,
Great.
great song.
Yeah.
yeah,
Al Green, great. Excellent.
sure is. Yeah.
All right, Ren Dog, you know me too well, but I'm going to throw one out there that you didn't mention. All great choices by Mr. Worldwide, but I'm going to go with hotel room service. A
That
little bit risque, but we'll play this at like 10 o'clock, 10:30 after the bar's been open for a little while. Maybe some of the single people are trying to meet somebody and have some fun after the wedding. But that song is a game changer. Great tune. I was at the concert at Pine Knob when those opening bars hit, people lose their mind. Great tune. Great tune.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't think of like that. What are your
Not
thoughts,
as
Evie?
family friendly as some of his other ones, but it's for later in the wedding.
I agree. I love that song. I really like Pitbull. I spend entire weddings on the dance floor. That's where you'll find me. And Pitbull keeps me out there.
There you go.
Remember
Some
when you were
rumors that he may replace Marco Rubio in the Senate from
Oh,
Florida. I'm getting this in my earpiece right now that
very,
DeSantis may appoint him
yeah, there we
to the
go.
vacant seat.
very interesting.
At this stage, I mean, who knows what's fact and fiction? So you could be telling the truth right now.
I mean, he's got his name named at a football stadium at what is it, Florida International or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Jivo, what is your underrated wedding song?
See, this is tough because again, it is on the spot, but that's cool.
What?
I don't mind the line dance, and you kind of mentioned one. I'm gonna go with the Stevie Wonder Hustle. I think I'm not a good dancer, but that one's pretty easy to follow. You pick up on it pretty quick, so I'm going Stevie Wonder Hustle.
Not bad. Yeah, not bad. Well, a lot of people around me would prefer Superstition every time, but Hustle's a good one though. I respect it for sure. What are your thoughts, Peyote and Evie?
Well, you know me. I think Ray Charles is better than Stevie Wonder, so
Yeah,
you already know where I'm going with this. So I've already been blasted for this anyway. So,
your
I,
opinion's
I,
nullified.
but I like everyone's underrated. I think you guys, and I love that you guys. We didn't even have to. You guys had the topic set, and again, it was a perfect topic, a great one. Wedding music, great call, Rendog.
absolutely, yeah. Well, I'm glad Evie and I got together because first thing when we met, we got together last week, first thing she brought up was the podcast, and I was going to bring it up myself, but she took it right out of my mouth as soon as we met up, just like that. So it worked out to the best because you posted around what 5 o'clock or something like that that day, something like that.
Yep. And Evie continues to be the highest rated guest ever on Pass the Mic history.
Hey, Evie, let me ask you, how many appearances have you been on the Pass the Mic podcast? Because this is my third.
I've been on by myself twice, right? I think.
In studio.
In studio twice. And then have you guys done this anniversary?
This is our third one.
This is our third one.
I think it would be 5. I know
Wow.
I don't know.
When you and I did it last year.
Yeah, we did it last year. And then I remember, I think the first year I joined really late.
Yeah.
Because I think Mike Gervasi texted me and he asked if I was going to join the podcast. And so I hustled and I got on. So yeah, that would be 5. I think that's probably why I'm the most listened to person. Statistics, my favorite.
Yeah, I got to make my way down there and do the podcast from the studio so that Mike can do the mute button on me and do the bird sounds, which I absolutely admire. Whenever Givo and Peyote are at Studio B, I admire them sounds every time.
Well, thank you. We'll try to get more of those in, and now that cross country's over there. Well, guys, thank you for being 2 of our most loyal listeners. We appreciate it. Rent, thanks for being our biggest cheerleader at work, Evie. And Rennie, thanks for always being on me if I forget to hit the schedule button. And I miss you and Elizabeth Pate when we missed that 12:01 on Fridays, which is nice that we released that. But some days I'm a little tired. But now that cross country's over, we'll be up and ready. And this one will be out Friday.
It's all good. You're the man, Mike. And good seeing you too, Devo. All right.
Good, good seeing you guys.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye, you guys.
See ya. All right. Next up, Hadi. And you think this is Deontay?
This is Deontay.
All right. Mr. Ansari, Mr. Hadi, Mr. Hadi.
Is going on?
Oh, there he is. Wonderful.
Oh,
thanks for waiting, fellas.
Yes.
3.
Going on.
D, you look about 5 years older, man. What's going on?
I appreciate that.
Well,
so,
welcome.
We got to do introductions real quick. Hadi,
yeah.
Deontay, Hadi.
Nice to meet you, man.
Going back, Hadi is really, when we were throwing this around 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, because it was in the summer, right? Like, or in the, just talking about should we do this? And Hadi was the one that he's a creator himself, content creator, has a nice YouTube channel and TikToks I see all the time, and he's been doing this for a while. He's the one that pushed us to do this. He's the one that sort of gave us that last little shove to start the Pass the Mic show. So mad props to Hadi for who would have thought 3 years later we're still here.
Still here. Look at you guys. Weekly.
Nice. Hadi needs royalties. That's what he needs.
Well, 0 of 0 is 0.
And we got to make that clear because we have some coworkers that are always
that think we're like
that.
profiting off of Gibraltar School District materials.
Yes. So what's up, fellas? All right, what do we got here? So, guys, when we're starting, we'll go youngest to oldest. We'll let D close it out each time. So, Hadi, we'll start with you. One day, a different career. What would it be?
All right. I was thinking about this on my drive back home from work. A long day yesterday. I'm a teacher. So thought about it and I was like, you know what? I would love, and I think you probably heard this one today. You probably have, maybe. I don't know.
There's been some unique ones.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah, I bet. The President of the United States of America.
Oh my goodness. You're crazy.
I would love for one day just to wake up. I'm pretty sure Joe Biden wakes up, has a good breakfast.
Oh, now, yeah.
He's living. He's taking pictures, hugging babies, doing what he needs to do. He's going out the door. He's chilling, breakfast, lunch, and dinner made for him. He's got bodyguards for some reason. He's fine. That's the life. I would love to just one day.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You got thick enough skin for that job. So if you wear like a beige suit or do something
wrong, or you have coffee
don't have a hand over your heart or
right.
I don't know which time period I am gonna be the president of the United States in this scenario. If it's one day, I would like to be like right now, going out the door. Couple left.
Lame duck.
Seems pretty easy.
That seems reasonable. I can accept that.
Seems like a fun little gig at this point.
All right, good answer.
D, what do you got, man?
I actually had the same exact one, but for different reasons.
Really?
Okay.
I love conspiracy theories, so I want to see if everything that I suspect is true. I want to know if Area 51, what's all going on there. I want to know who shot JFK, MLK, Malcolm. Are aliens real? I want to know it all. So then the next day, I'm releasing it all to everyone. I'm scared.
Starting your own podcast.
Man, I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought you would go the basketball route.
Nah, I mean, I thought about that, but I'm like, just for one day, I don't want to do that. No, I want to know I want to know the deepest secrets of America and everything that we suspect that they're possibly hiding from us. So I guarantee you, I'm releasing it to the world if I do find out.
And again, this was not planned. So we don't want. Speaking of conspiracy theories, we didn't even know these two were going to be in the room together. They just
Right.
happened to appear in the waiting room. So what are the odds of this taking place? So again,
Awesome.
that's not a conspiracy theory. So we're throwing that out. So
Definitely not.
all right, all right. Overrated and or underrated could be anything you want, Hadi. What do you have for us tonight?
All right, I'm gonna start with my underrated. Okay, hear me out. Okay, I need you to hear me out. Give me the Detroit Pistons, baby. Oh yes, oh yes. They're in the game right now. Hopefully, they're winning. I haven't checked the score.
They're up 13, let you know.
You said up 13?
They are.
Ooh, and which quarter is it?
Second. They'll lose.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Underrated Detroit Pistons. We might win the little Champions Cup going on right now.
Oh, there you go.
You know, don't
Hey,
sleep.
D, who won that? Who won that cup last year? Who could forget? Who won that cup?
The Lakers, of course.
Oh, okay. Is there a banner for that? Just wondering.
No.
I wouldn't mind it. Would you hate to win that?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's just funny because I got attacked earlier by Antoine. Antoine was in D and about my Pistons anger. And he's probably right. Last night's game pushed me over the edge, man. I was so angry last night, and I'm sure if you were watching, you were as well. But that's fair. They're 5-7, and we were making a shirt. 5-7 isn't bad. That's what we decided to.
All right. Do you want to give us your overrated?
I want Deontay, right? I want him to go first.
Oh, okay. I'll go
This
underrated,
one.
underrated. All right.
Hadi, take it over the show here.
No,
So
guys, all you guys.
so my underrated, I'm gonna stick with the election. My underrated is local elections. I don't think we emphasize enough on what's going on locally. There's so much publicity, um, so many text messages, so many phone calls that we get just on the president, where we don't get enough information. And I don't think people they don't do themselves any service by looking up, researching like the judges that are on these ballots, just the different congressmen and just different positions that are on these ballots that will have a direct effect on your life, on your livelihood. So underrated is the local elections for me.
That's so well said. I feel guilty because, like, I'll just use in Wayne County the judges' elections beyond the one that's our local judge, which was unopposed. But I'm talking like the circuit court. Like, I didn't fill it, and I don't fill anything in because I feel like I don't. If I don't know anything, and I didn't know anything, I'm not filling a circle just to fill in a circle. But I didn't take time, and there's tons of them. There's a lot. Again, I knew the Michigan Supreme Court justices are about as, and my local judge, but there's so many like the ones downtown Wayne County, and you're right. But there's no information. You'd have to go find it. Whereas meanwhile, I'm getting a text every day, with information or mailers every day. So great point. And again, we've said it before on Pass the Mic. We'll say it again. All politics are local.
Yeah, and I tell you what, man, D always offers an interesting take, like perspective on things. He last week, the Martin Luther King Day thing, being a black kid in Taylor and going to school, and you said there was just you and another black kid, and there was just the two of you on those days. Like those are unique experiences. So I always appreciate your take on things. And Mike and I have talked about this, and I know you listen. Mike and I have talked about this on the show, about how important politics being local are. And listen, before we get to overrated or before we get to you guys overrated, I'm sorry, yeah, underrated, no overrated.
No,
I want to say you can plug your podcast here too, because it's good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, why don't you do you want to say the name?
So it's Colorful Opinions Podcast. We're not family friendly. So I'll just put that out there right now. We use colorful language. That's why it's called Colorful Opinions Podcast, but it's mostly sports related. We talk about different sports. The other three guys, they're big Washington Commanders fans, so it's a lot of emphasis on that. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that last week, that fourth down spot, but we'll take it in Pittsburgh.
So yeah, they have a big focus on the Washington Commanders. They've been down in the dumps for a few years, so they're pretty excited about what's going on now. And then me, I'm San Fran. I'm a Niners fan, so I give that perspective. So, um, we took a break for a little while, but I think we need to pick it back up because, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I love seeing you two do it, so I definitely think what we need to get back into it. So, yeah,
Yeah,
Colorful
thank
Opinions
you.
podcast.
Well, that's great. There you go. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Hottie, let's go. What do you got for overrated, man?
Well, hold
Overrated.
on, hold on, hold on. Let's equal opportunity. You want to plug your YouTube channel?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you do
yeah,
some
yeah.
great
Oh,
stuff on there.
appreciate that. So my YouTube is just my name, Hadi Ansari, and my TikTok is Mr. Ansari with the 5 instead of the S. So I just, shoot some. I have a content creation club at my school that I run. So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, that's that. So I know you guys.
When's your next travel vlog? That's what the YouTube channel is, a lot of travel vlogs. That's what
Yeah,
always like that
YouTube.
you do.
It's a lot of travel. It takes a lot of time to, edit and things. So I got one coming up this month. I have some Hawaii videos still that I need to post. And I want to do my first cruise. That's one thing that I really wanted to do. So hopefully get a cruise going here in the upcoming,
Oh.
Travel Tuesdays coming up, find a deal or something. So I'll,
Oh, is that a
post.
thing? Is that like Black Friday? And
Yeah, so the Tuesday after Black Friday is called Travel Tuesday.
Is that
So
right? I didn't know that.
yeah, you guys didn't know that?
no,
No.
I've never heard of that. We're learning
Oh,
something new.
there you go. Yeah, Travel Tuesday might be a topic on your show. It's a real thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Hottie, you know what's interesting? I showed your YouTube. I wanted to show the kids a clip of something you did before, and I pulled up the YouTube video in my class, and you're like old now, man, because
No.
that's Mr. Ansari. Like, there's no, you're like the old guy now, so
Yeah.
you're one of us.
Maybe not one of you guys, but I'm getting there.
You're getting there,
All
man.
jokes, all jokes. Yeah, I'm getting there, but hopefully I'm gonna see you guys at the picnic with the principal here with
yeah, for sure. The alumni picnic. Yeah.
excited about that. So yeah, it should be fun times at the school again. So
All
yep.
right. So now we're to overrated. What do you got?
All right,
Not bad.
overrated. It's our first time doing late start, and we're only doing it like once a month or
Oh,
once every other month on a Monday. I was pretty excited for it. I said, you know what, this is late start, first time we're doing it. And I remember Gibraltar Schools, we used to do it every Monday. So this time I looked at the schedule and it says that we're doing a data dig and we have to arrive at 8 a.m. Teachers have to arrive at 8 a.m. So from 8 to 9:30, we're doing data on our students instead of, showing up late like everybody else. So I wasn't a big fan of it. The first one's happening this Monday, so don't look forward to doing a data dig, but admin tells you what to do. You just gotta sometimes do it.
Man, I
this
hope you
sounds
don't,
this
your
sounds like a
admin's not
typical.
listening to this, man.
Yeah. Well, this sounds like a typical education jump through this hoop. They give it a funny name, they give it a cute name, and you're just pulling up stuff that in 2 years it'll be something else. No offense to your admin or
Oh
any
no,
other
admin
admin
is
out there.
admin, you can't really do much about it.
Hey,
So
pay me on the 3rd, pay me on the 18th, and I'll do what you need me to do. So.
There you go. D, what do you got, man?
Overrated. I was gonna stick with the election, but I'm gonna kind of pivot, just right off the cuff. So overrated, it's gonna be pre-rankings for college sports. So you know how probably like a few weeks before the season starts, we have like Michigan was ranked, I think, 10, and look at them now. You have all these pre-rankings before the season even starts, before we even seen any of these players play. We got a bunch of freshmen that are coming in the class, and I mean they do it with basketball too. We have pre-rankings, and I mean Michigan State wasn't even ranked, but they played Kansas very tough the other night.
Mhm.
Um, so just those, there's so much emphasis on it, and all these different podcasts and different sports channels. They come out with who's the best, and a lot of the times, some at least with football, you usually have your Alabama, LSU, those SEC teams that are usually going to stay up there. Georgia are going to stay up there, but it fluctuates all throughout the year, so it's just annoying to me.
That's a good one. And you're
Yeah, I mean,
right. I
what was Florida State ranked in football at the start this year? Like they were in
Yeah. And I actually think Michigan was like more like 8. That's but
yeah,
that much of
yeah,
a
I think it was
difference. But
behind.
they are like, man, yeah, that's a very good one. And it really, and obviously things work out and they shake themselves out the way they're probably supposed to. But in a way, it causes some teams to kind of like Indiana's been very good this year, and where they end up, who knows? But as of right now, they had to really climb and it took a while. And it's weird they took like a 3 or 4 spot jump this week after beating Michigan at home in a game they kind of struggled. So it's kind of, but I think it puts those teams that aren't as good sometimes at a disadvantage
Yep.
down the road because they have to climb the rankings much more than other teams have to. So that's a good one, D.
Yeah, both very good. Well, guys, we appreciate you taking some time out and joining us tonight. We appreciate all of our fans, you guys, and it's great to have 2 more content creators in here joining us, and we're able to plug their stuff. We appreciate your comments every week, and yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. And thanks for great input.
Congrats on 3 years. Woo, 3 years.
Oh, there's the teacher of the month. There you
Oh,
go.
look at this guy. He's plugging himself.
Mr. September. He's like the Michigan quarterbacks.
Hey, Mike, do we have anybody in the waiting room?
No, the waiting room's empty.
Right.
I think this
So
is
we're
our
gonna
final
close,
2.
but you know what, Hadi, we got D in here right now. You guys have never met. Hadi, I want you to tell D the first game I coached you. Well, I want to get his take on this in
All
eighth
right.
grade basketball.
Hear me out. 8th grade basketball. I'm coming off the bench. I'm an energizer, okay? Can't do much. I'll box out here and there, but I can shoot. That's my thing. Let me shoot the ball. 8th grade basketball. We're up big. I'm in the game. Jibo's my head coach. All right, here we go. Hit a 3. All right, I'm feeling myself. I'm doing, pointing at the crowd. Love it. Second 3 I hit, and I started doing the Carmelo Anthony was the guy back then. So I'm doing 3 to the head, point to the crowd. And all of a sudden, I get benched. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, like it's not that deep. I wasn't, taunting the other team, anything like that. And I think it was Trenton. They come back and they win. I didn't play the rest of the game. So we always have this argument about whether I should have played or not. So I got benched after those 2 threes. And there he is, Coach Gervasi, man, for you. So
If I could have it back, I definitely would not do that again. I'd probably just say, man, act like you've been there. That's probably all I'd say, but I would not bench you again for something like that. So
at
That was
that point,
probably
yeah.
fresh off of you, our experience when we were coming up and going to high school. If we would have did that,
oh yeah,
we'd have got slapped.
Yep.
Like our Coach Larson, like seriously, I've seen him put hands on people.
Yes.
And we love him to this day. Like he's one of my favorite coaches. But yeah, if you did any showboating, you were definitely going to hear about it, and feel something about it too.
Yeah. So Hadi,
Great.
that's probably where I got. But yeah, if I could go back, I definitely wouldn't be a fun sucker on that one. So
It's all good. We might have won the game. It's okay.
yeah, we might have.
One more W in your career record. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, hey guys, thanks again. Thanks for sharing that story too. Thanks for joining us, and keep being listeners. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
It's 3
See you,
years
fellas.
All
strong.
right, we'll see you guys.
Guys.
All right. Well, Mike, we did it. We made it 3 years. Great show. Great guests. How about a big
Yeah.
shout out for all of our guests?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I all those different careers, and then the last one, they both wanted to be president for a day for different reasons.
Yeah.
I think Hadi wanted the everyone waiting on him aspect of the presidency, and Deontay wanted the
Conspiratorial.
secrets, all the secrets, which
it's fun. That was cool. I think the most enjoyable part of today was the Bailey guys, especially Gary going after us a little bit. Who cares what you guys?
And you know what? In honor of him, we're not going to do picks today. We're just going to let it go. Even though it's Steeler Ravens week, we're just going to let it go. I don't want to.
Okay.
We're going to. We're running long anyway. It's a long day. I want to thank all of our fans. They did a great job with the overrated, underrated. I want to thank the college girls that came in on a busy Wednesday night when we're getting to be exam time. But everyone that took time out, we appreciate it. The Ren Dog basically produced his segment, and
He ran the show here. Yeah, absolutely.
He ran the show. So we want to just thank all our listeners. We do enjoy doing this. I think you talk. I think it's fitting too that our last 2 are content creators. We joke around about our payroll with this, which is $0 and 0 cents. But it's fun, and when we talk to people, they look forward to it. They like it, no matter if it's 8 people, 80 people, or 800 people. We appreciate our guests that make time to come in. We're lining up some guests coming up after this episode. We're going to try to bring in some unique alumni, which was a suggestion, right? That have these unique jobs. And I think our next one, I'm not going to give too much away, the reason we're bringing this person in has a unique job.
For sure.
And that's what we want to do, because every episode you don't want to just hear our thoughts on education. It's really cool. Like I said, like the Justin Wood rings. These people, I thought of Justin today as they gave the ASVAB test and like what people are doing and that sort of thing. I think it's gonna be great. So
Yeah. Yeah,
all
great.
right, everybody.
This was great, man. All right.
Yep. Well, happy anniversary to us. I think I'm going to change the image now. November, what do we say? This is the 15th. I'm going to put the holiday image up. Are you okay with that? Is that good to do?
I
Or
guess.
is
I
it
mean,
too early?
I'd say wait till after Thanksgiving, but that's
Yeah, but then
just
it's only like 3 or 4 episodes.
That's fine.
Like,
That's fine.
I want to get some wear and tear out of this thing.
All right.
All right. All right. And by the way, thank you to Miss Torres for designing that. You do a great job. Well, she couldn't join us tonight, but she did a great job with that that logo. And as soon as we start making money, I'll get her a gift card once we start making some money. So, all right, everybody, have a great week, and we will see you next